Jana Duggar. Snubbed with the aid of own family on her 32nd birthday. Jana Duggar and her dual brother JohnDavid both grew to become 32 on January 12. That is considerable for a number of reasons. For one aspect, fanatics were obsessing over Jana's age for years and her document because the eldest single, childless Duggar, receives more wonderful with each birthday. On top of that, birthdays frequently provide an opportunity for mirrored image, a chance to examine a person's location and lifestyles and take into account how a long way they have come since remaining year. And we think it is safe to say that Jana is not exactly crushing it nowadays. Not like her mother and father, siblings and Instagram commenters, we do not absolutely care if Jana ever gets married or has youngsters. So whilst we talk about Jana's downward trajectory and widespread failure in existence, it has greater to do along with her persistent allegiance to the worst contributors of her family and her current arrest on toddler endangerment expenses. Jana has risked her recognition, to mention nothing of her sanity and her sense of fundamental decency, with the aid of sticking near her complicated dad and mom at some stage in the scandals of the beyond year. And now, evidently those identical people are not returning the want. Fans had been briefed to word that not one of the Duggars took to social media to desire Jana and JohnDavid a glad birthday. Possibly it's due to the fact they failed to want to field any hard questions about or brush with the regulation. Or maybe the participants of relying on extended families simply are not as close as they was. Whatever the case, Jana's critics, a lot of whom are possibly former fans, are having a field day with her fall from grace. She's 32 in some days and stocks a bedroom with 4 preteens and young adults whose diapers she once changed, one Reddit consumer wrote this week, in line with The Sun. I simply cannot believe. It's far barely wonderful that she's nonetheless functioning in any respect, another chimed in. Whilst plainly there's been a moderate loosening of the infamously strict Duggar courtship regulations in latest years, a source tells The Sun that certain factors stay unchanged. And so, in spite of the truth that she's nicely into maturity, Jana remains not permitted to move out of her dad and mom domestic till she finds a man and receives married. Jana may be very unbiased and greater alpha compared to her sisters, but she can't get a place of her own till she meets a person her family approves of, the insider says. The Duggars are so non-secular, they wouldn't agree with her transferring out and dwelling by myself or dwelling with a chum or boyfriend, it's frowned upon, it is ridiculous however it is how it has usually been, the supply maintains, very plenty mentioning the apparent. The insider adds that Jana would love to follow in her sister's footsteps via shifting out of her mother and father house, however she is aware of that her parents are inflexible on that factor. She wants to fly the nest, but it's tough as she has to locate the proper man, that is a purpose for all the ladies, and she hates being the closing unmarried sister, says the supply. Jana likes doing matters on her personal and enjoys she's now not the sort who needs searching after in any way, however she's truly prepared to transport out and stay her own life. Sure, there is a sad irony in Jana's unbiased streak, as she'll never be able to fully explore unless she receives married. This is simply some other reminder that the Duggar circle of relatives changed into supremely lengthy before Josh were given arrested on baby pornography costs. And we're sure they will stay lousy for many years to come back.